The control room buzzed with excitement after Cherry's triumph. "See, I knew it," Ramirez boasted as if the victory were her own, and most participants nodded in agreement, humoring her. Beretta, occupied with calculations, was too absorbed to intervene. In fact, she seemed resigned, as was often her demeanor. Meanwhile, Benimaru approached the location where Diablo had witnessed his appearance, sensing that the time was approaching. So far, everything was going well, but it was a situation that demanded continued vigilance. Just when they thought the danger had passed, Vega shouted, "Gahahaha, I knew that was the way to go." Tentacles crawled and wriggled on the ground, seemingly targeting Diablo. Suddenly, they expanded and contracted with incredible speed, closing in on Mai feels a presence and turns, astonishment evident on her face as she sees numerous tentacles filling her field of vision. Having supported Dino and others, Mai hadn't been paying attention to Vega. The idea of being targeted never crossed her mind. However, the tentacles never reach her. Zegion's words, "It's useless," reach Mai's ears as she observes tentacle debris scattered in the void. Zegion's insect sky realm is a pure blue, clear, and transparent, appearing delicate yet more powerful than a pedo's. It serves both offensive and defensive purposes, even possessing offensive capabilities through spatial rupture at Zegion's will. Vega's tentacles are thwarted by it, unable to touch Mai, caught in the space-time fluctuation of the distortion field and dispersed. Wow, was I the target? Mai realizes after the ordeal. Vega, cornered, loses any last semblance of hope, though it had never truly existed, plunging him into despair. "That can't be. Am I destined to meet my end here? This is intolerable," Vega exclaimed, gripped by a profound sense of confusion and fear. Consuming Mai for his power, his ingenious strategy to break free from this predicament was utterly foiled, almost as if someone had anticipated his every move. The entire situation left him feeling dissatisfied, lamenting, "A skilled warrior like myself meeting his demise in this manner is truly disheartening." With Diablo proving a more formidable opponent than Vega anticipated, his attacks were futile. Even the evil dragon spawn disappointed. The arrival of a new warrior, Benimaru, suggested he had dealt with a threat below. Feeling cornered, Vega activated survival instincts, but with no viable options. Though Diablo's motives were unclear, Vega hesitated to risk his newfound immortality. Frustrated and unappreciated despite his strength, Vega lacked trustworthy friends and security. His unsatisfied desires were consequences of his own actions. Vega struggled to grasp that strength and arrogance don't guarantee respect. Ultimately responsible for his actions, he couldn't accept this truth. In that instant, he contemplated a forbidden maneuver. "That's it, absolutely. I refuse to be the sole casualty. Let's take them all down with me. I won't be alone in the afterlife." This was precisely the scenario Diablo had feared, considering him foolish for living without thought and changing principles impulsively. Such recklessness made Diablo wary that Vega might embrace destructionism at any moment, a concern that had now materialized. "Heh, I concede you're stronger, but I'll have the last laugh. Ha 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 ha. I should have done this from the start." His laughter intensified, and Vega's malevolence grew more palpable. Diablo clicked his tongue in frustration. Having anticipated the possibility of this event and taken precautions to contain the demonic bacteria about to be unleashed by Vega. Unfortunately, the fusion with Zelanus dark cells had strengthened Vega's magical bacteria, filling the air with cellular debris. The remnants of tentacles transformed into virulent bacteria, complicating matters. In its original state, it would have been much easier to stop it, Diablo muttered, acknowledging the escalating difficulty in handling Vega. Luckily, Diablo had prepared for the inevitability that he might not be able to stop Vega's actions. Zekai, Suppression Realm. Implementing the Suppression Realm, Diablo swiftly captured Vega's body with the Temptation King Azazel, severing Vega's consciousness from the outside world and preventing his self-destructive plans. Benimaru admired Diablo's quick thinking. "I understand." Therefore, he attempted to simultaneously destabilize his own cells saturated with the isolation hierarchy. Despite the term collapse, the substantial energy stored by Vega implies a significant explosion. Yes, individuals like him, lacking comprehension of their actions, should be swiftly eliminated. While confident he would survive, Diablo was uncertain about the potential damage to the exhausted others. Taking preventive measures, he emphasized the need to eliminate uncertainties. Despite initial plans to bury Vega and discard the isolation part, Vega's evil dragon spawn underwent a transformation, gaining more power. "Haha, I did it, that's me," echoed from the evil dragon spawn, now reduced to one from the original three. Yet, one of them bore Vega's face, and it exuded a different presence. Vega's ultimate skill, Evil Dragon King Azidahaka's power of parallel thinking, had now manifested in the evil dragon spawn. Diablo, Zegion, and Benimaru immediately recognized the danger, while Dino and the others grasped the situation later. However, they were all immobilized. Diablo focused on containing Vega's main body, and Benimaru activated spacetime manipulation to link this location with the evacuation site. Dino welcomed the prospect of finally resting, and Pico, Gracia, and Apito shared the sentiment, offering support to the weary Zegion. Zegion hesitated to attack as he covered Mai, who unexpectedly leaped in front of Vega. Vega, entrenched in his evil dragon spawn, seemed limited in power usage, but his ability to break free from Diablo's Suppression Realm showcased his persistence. If Vega had managed to escape Diablo's parallel thought by devouring Mai, he would have claimed victory. Even if unsuccessful, Vega's resentment might have been eased by detonating himself along with everyone present. Controlled by ugly emotions beyond mere resentment, Vega was spreading malice. At that moment, everyone considered the possibility of being expelled along with the quarantine part. "I knew this would happen because you were so persistent," Mai nonchalantly muttered, sounding resigned. Her voice, though small, resounded loudly in the silence. "What?" Vega, in his evil dragon spawn form, emitted a dumbfounded sound, met with Mai's challenging gaze. "So, I'll take you there, somewhere far away, to the unknown, where you won't be a nuisance to anyone." "What? What the hell are you talking about?" Vega desperately asked, but Mai remained silent. "Hey, stop." Before Vega could protest, Mai's Tera Mater illuminated like a shining star. Mai, not just a passive observer, had closely monitored Vega, apprehensive about his stubbornness and harboring a faint premonition that this moment would arrive. Despite being aware that Vega had targeted her, she chose not to flee, opting to sacrifice herself to safeguard everyone. The brilliance of the Tera Mater radiated, and ultimately remnants of Mai's thoughts reached Dino and the others. "Goodbye, Dino. You looked so handsome when you were serious. Thank you for giving me courage. Goodbye, Gracia. You were like a big sister. Goodbye, Pico. Though our time was short, it felt like we became friends. Goodbye, everyone. Take care. I understand that those who live forever will soon forget all about me." At that moment, Mai's voice was abruptly silenced. Dino continued, expressing a hope that he would be happy if remembered. "I'd like to give a big shout out to my top Patreon supporters: Carl Stefan Bernadel, Big Boy J, Cheesebean, Kevin Matthew, Davon, Corrido, Jason Torres, and Edward Balestream. I also want to acknowledge our top commenter of the week. Thank you all for tuning in. I'll be back with more content soon, so make sure to hit that subscribe button.